Hello, welcome back to PlayStation Access. My name's Nath, and welcome back to the Tuesday Checklist. Every Tuesday, the Access team takes inspiration from a recent or upcoming release to start a conversation about some of our favourite games. This week, we're looking at 6 times games made us feel like we were actually there being wherever the game is. And Holly kicks us off with a bit of Hellblade.
So one game that made me really feel like I was there and I was experiencing what the character experienced was Hellblade. Now, I know these videos are supposed to be super fun and we make jokes, but Hellblade is quite a serious one, so I'm going to mention it anyway. Hellblade deals with the idea of schizophrenia, and it uses audio in probably the most amazing way I've ever found audio in a video game. You are obviously hearing voices in your head, but the way it's been recorded, now if anyone watching this, even if you two, Rob, if you actually finish it.
I'm never going to finish it.
Okay, you're never going to finish it, but if you ever do, it unlocks a director's sort of video at the end. It's like 15 minutes long, and it goes into how they've recorded the audio. And they'll have like a microphone there, and it's like, as people are like talking into it, they're like spinning around to like give it the distance and to give it this feel that you really are in Senua's head. You are Senua and these voices, especially if you play with headphones. I don't know if either of you two play with headphones?
I played this bit, I played the bit in Hellblade with the headphones.
Either have a damn good surround sound system or put on headphones, because the voices are in your head. It is beautifully done. You absolutely feel Senua's struggle and her torment and her wading through the madness of her own head. I love Ninja Theory. I was a huge fan of Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. I don't care what anyone says. I loved DMC, and Hellblade is just that defining feature from them, and had these like moments of hope and colour, and those voices just took you would just rip you straight back out of it. Honestly, I've never experienced anything like Hellblade.
It was also clever in that they didn't just add to your feeling of being Senua's character, but they almost act as like mini tutorials without having button prompts. They sort of guide you and chastise you at the same time. It's a very clever way of telling you what to do in the game.
It was just, you'd be like, grab a sword, don't grab a sword, just get the sword, go on, pick it up, get the sword, and you're just like, okay, the game it's literally coming up. Any other game would have press triangle to pick up the sword. But in this, your own thoughts are going, you can't do it, she's not strong enough, she can't pick up the sword, go on, pick it up, I know you can do it, you need it. And it's just, it's so powerful. It was one of the most intense games I think I've ever played.
On the theme of horrible experiences that games have made me live, is Outlast, which I've hated, and
see the evidence of this on the channel.
There's video evidence, exactly. If you can watch our Let's Play, and you can see exactly how much it made me squirm. And Outlast, if you don't know, lucky you, is a horror game where you play a journalist who goes to, I don't know, what is it, an abandoned hospital or something?
A massive mental asylum.
Right, a mental institute, armed only with your video camera. You idiot. I mean, what is he doing? Anyway, and that's you, the player. That's the worst. I hate it when games do that. But I'd like to take that gun. No, you just get this video camera. Anyway, the reason I think it's so smart and kind of makes you feel like you're actually there is the camera. It's the way the game works with the camera. Like, you depend completely upon this camera. So the camera is your lifeline, I guess. The institute is very, very dark, sometimes pitch black, and your camera is your only means of seeing. It has night vision. And like real cameras, it runs off of batteries, and those batteries run out, and using the night vision wears down the battery. The moment at which, though, I'm really thinking of is quite late in the game, when you drop your camera and you lose it, and then you have to go into a completely pitch black corridor, and that was just like the most terrifying thing ever, and just again like brought home how the camera was my friend, and I missed it so terribly. It was absolutely terrifying. You do get the camera back, but then the screen is all cracked, and so now you're looking terrifyingly into these like dark rooms with the night vision and trying to figure out if what you're seeing is like, you know, you're like looking at the cracks or is there something there? Oh God. I think that's taken years off my life. Seriously, not many, you know, but I can't prove it, but that was such hard work. And playing with Rob and Nath as well, who were just like
That was my favourite.
the least understanding people to play a horror game with, honestly.
So a game that made me feel like I was really there, or at least a part of a game that made me feel like I was really there, was in Metal Gear Solid, when about halfway through you are captured and Revolver Ocelot, it's a very famous scene, Revolver Ocelot tortures you. He tortures Snake, but he also tortures you, the player, and he straps Snake to this big like revolving slab which sends electric currents through Snake's body, and that's the torture. But it's very clever, and Revolver Ocelot, when he's speaking to Snake about how he's going to torture him, he's almost talking to you, the player. He's like, oh, you're going to have to press circle really, really fast here. Oh, oh God. It's like, you don't just spam it or just do auto fire. Basically, I think he's saying, don't just hold down circle, because I'll know. I'll know if you do that, and it's not going to work. And then he also says, if there's a game over here, there's no continue. You don't get to just continue from where you left off. You have to go all the way back to your previous save, which was hours ago. So he's basically laying down the rules.
He's saying this.
Yeah.
He's saying this. Like in game.
Yes,
to Snake.
it's in a cutscene to Snake, but also to you, the player. It really ups the stakes.
Yeah.
You're either going to resist the torture, or you're going to give in. And that's the amazing thing about it. You can, at any point, just give in to the torture, and the torture ends. But you are told that if you do give in, then Meryl is going to die.
Right.
So you basically have this choice. Either you can plough forward through the torture, try and save Meryl at the risk of having a complete wipe, game over, and having to lose loads of progress. Or you can take the easy route out, submit to the torture straight away if you like. Literally within the first second you can just press select and you just, you know, I'm out of this.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, Meryl.
But that, yeah, sorry, Meryl. Meryl does die then. So it's an amazing. you actually get given the choice, and what's really cool about it is it actually hurts your thumb. It really hurts.
Oh no, it's like it's the worst.
Cool.
The controller is vibrating away as the electric current goes through, and you have to. Everyone has their own position. Some people use their thumbs like that. I feel I can go quicker if I go. So I'm like, I have the controller right up against my chest, and I have to push it really closely in so I can go like that, and you have to really kind of hold your breath, and you're there doing it, and you're there looking at the screen, looking at the time as it goes down, you're thinking, please just let this end, let this end, let this end. And you're in actual pain for like a good 3-4 solid minutes.
Wow.
And he just, and then you do one, and then he puts the time up, and you have to go again. Then he puts the time up even more, and you have to go again for the last time. And you can get really tired, like by the third time, and each time the current is slightly stronger, so the vibrations in the controller are stronger. You have to last for more time, and your life goes down quicker. So if you see your life going down quicker than the time is going down, you also start to really panic. And when you panic, you're like, I can't press it fast enough. And that select button looks really enticing. You're like, oh, Meryl, I might have to kill you here. But it's an amazing bit of game design in that it really puts you in Snake's place. I mean, Ocelot is not torturing Snake, he's torturing you.
Yeah.
You are being tortured. You are being asked, how much do you care about Meryl?
So my next game that made me feel like I was really there is Life is Strange. Not the new one, but not Before the Storm. This is actually the original Life is Strange. And funnily enough for me, it comes back to audio, because I think audio and music probably has the most power to take you from one place and put you into another. It can change your mood, it can change the environment, it can make something come to life. So episode 1 of Life is Strange, you start in a high school. You are a high school student. And you know, as you're walking through the corridor, you put your headphones in, it's obviously the way the audio comes up. And then one of the main songs starts playing to all of you. It's like just this really nice, chill, like indie piece. But somehow it just makes you Max. You are in high school. You remember all of a sudden what it's like to be a teenager, and it's awful. I never want to go back. Oh, it's school was crap. But I'm just there, like I'm stood in the hallway. And I'm no longer just this person who's playing the game and is controlling the avatar. I am in that moment. I was back in high school, and the language and the way students interact with each other and the way young people behave.
I've only played episode 1 of Life is Strange, and I do remember that bit, and it is really, really good. And I know that music's a big part of that game.
It is. I have it on vinyl. It's like my most played vinyls. Like it's the most hipster thing I could possibly do is come home and put on my Life is Strange indie vinyl.
Yeah.
And sit there and, I don't know, have an espresso. Don't even like coffee, but I'm going to drink it because it fits the mood.
Put your glasses on without any lenses in.
Oh yeah, I took the lenses out.
Yeah.
Just to really go for it. I got some bongos.
Use a pencil on an iPad.
Oh God. These are all awful things. It's a really difficult one because there's really nothing funny about going back to being a teenager. No. I never want to do it.
So my last entry is probably one of the most sort of powerful bits of a video game I've ever played. I think it was almost revolutionary and not that funny.
You're taking on a very somber tone.
Not that funny, that's right. So let's just shake off all the laughs right now because I'm talking about The Last of Us, which is, recognised as being an absolutely incredible game anyway, but I was expecting that when I played it. What I wasn't expecting was the start of the game, which they did a fantastic job of keeping stum about. If you haven't played it, you should just skip this bit actually, because you really have to play it and you don't need to know about how the game starts. So I'm assuming you guys have played it, so we can talk about it. So the start of the game, you play as Sarah, and that's interesting because Sarah isn't Ellie. So all the marketing, all the trailers, everything I'd seen of the game, including the box art, is Joel and Ellie, and you're very prepared that this is a story about Joel and Ellie. But at the start of the game, you're playing as Sarah, who is, you discover, Joel's daughter, and you see everything from her point of view to begin with. And I think this is amazing at just putting you in that world. Like, first of all, because you're expecting Ellie or Joel, you kind of already, there's like a hint, like a back of your mind sort of hint of it's not going to be good. Like, it's a bit of a worry because I don't think Sarah's in the rest of the game. That's kind of in your head. Second of all, the world building is just absolutely amazing, and you wake up in bed and she is like tired. Like, you get up, you're walking around the house, just sort of stumbling, like scratching her head, and in the background already there's like the sounds of things not being right in the world. Like, she's woken up to a phone call from her uncle, which is cut dead. That's kind of a bit unsettling. Then in the background, out the window, you see like sirens going past, but not loads, just like a police car goes past, and that's happening. There's a dog barking, like that's an unsettling thing. Sarah can't find Joel. She's walking around sort of like, calling out for her dad. In his room, the TV's on, and there's a news report about, something's happening, like something they're not even really sure what it is. And then obviously Joel comes in and he's really, really worried, he's really upset, and he's still not kind of telling Sarah anything. He's just sort of like trying to keep her calm and stuff. The neighbour, I think his name's Jimmy, comes round, and Joel is trying not to shoot Jimmy, but he really kind of leaves him no choice. I love that you're seeing this from Sarah's point of view. Now Joel's here, but you're still Sarah. You're still playing as Sarah. I think it would have made the story completely different if you had just been Joel from the start, and you could still have had Sarah, and like, Sarah's your daughter, and you want to protect her, but it's not that from the start. You're seeing it from Sarah's point of view, and I think it makes you really powerless, and it's really real. And you guys getting the car, and I love that, again, like in other games, they would have let you drive the car, and it's just. But because you're Sarah and you're in the back, it gives you full 360 degrees of looking around, and you're looking around at families packing up their car and like a big barn that's on fire, and again like sirens going past, and you're looking at the signs and you're heading towards the hospital. Then it flips it on its head and the car crashes, and then you are Joel and Sarah's hurt, so you're having to carry her. and carrying her through the streets. And again, like, people are getting pulled over by, you know, these clickers, and there's loads of violence. People are on fire, and you're like, then your one thing is just like, you don't have a gun, you don't have, you know, you can't fight them because you're carrying Sarah, and your one thing is just like, get away, get to safety. And it's just incredibly well done. Like, it's not any one thing, it's like a culmination of loads and loads and loads of decisions that Naughty Dog made to make this prologue one of the most amazing parts of the game, and one of the most amazing parts of any game ever. And it's so real, and it sets the tone for the whole game brilliantly. Like, you know, again, they could have done a game where you just start as Joel in the apocalypse and you maybe learn about his past as you play, but by putting this in right at the start, it just is so powerful, and not easy to joke about, really. It's just really, really good, and I really respect them and that game, and it's fantastic.
Right, the second time a game has made me feel like I'm actually there was when I was playing Skyrim VR. Now, I know the whole point of VR is to make you feel like you're actually there.
I was going to say, I mean,
so
most
it's quite a cheap entry, but this bit, more than any other bit, has made me feel like I was actually there. Playing Skyrim VR, amazed at being inside the game and everything. And then you get to the bit inside one of the Draugr ruins where you come across, it's one of the early missions, you come across a giant frostbite spider. Yes.
It's like the first dungeon.
Yeah, there's a guy who's stolen the golden claw that you need to get further in, and he's like, oh, get me down, but he's been caught in a spider's web, so you have to kill the spider first. And these spiders are scary enough when you're just playing Skyrim anyway. For someone who suffers from, well, don't suffer from it, like mild arachnophobia, like, I'm not terrified of spiders, but I would prefer not to be around them. I live in the country and I see many spiders, so maybe my fear of spiders has cooled slightly over the years. But it all came flooding back when I played it in VR, and this, I mean, anyone who's played VR knows that it gives you a sense of scale of things that you just don't get when you're playing games traditionally. So you really can appreciate the size of these caverns you're in, the size of a mountain in Skyrim, and the size of a giant frostbite spider. Which
so how big is a giant frostbite?
I would estimate that it's probably about the height of a man.
The height of a man?
Yes.
Yeah, it's huge.
The height of a man with the, what would you call it, a leg span of maybe
Diameter.
8 or 9 feet.
8 or 9 feet?
This is one of the giant ones. It's big.
Wait,
and of
when
course,
you say it's the height of a man, do you mean like its knees?
It's its face.
like
it's
its
like
face
at
is
your
like
height.
6 foot in the
Its
air.
face is like at the same height as your face.
My
and its
gosh.
legs are coming out.
It's gross.
And they move really fast. They don't
they
move
do.
like a slow spider should move. They move at the speed of annoying, quick little spiders.
Yeah.
But they're big as well. And it came scuttling up to me.
Oh,
like I
hate
saw
that
it and it
word.
just went and I could feel it. I just wanted to flinch away. It was horrible. And I'm there just doing my VR special superpowers, like, please die.
I
Just
like
shooting.
your VR superpower is shutting your eyes.
It's shutting my eyes and
pressing
doing the
buttons on the
spark
move
magic.
controller.
Please, just die. But then it does its attacks where it kind of like leers up at you with its fangs, and it goes, it swipes at you with its legs, and then it leapt.
Yeah.
And when it leapt, I have just just kind of like a knee-jerk reaction. I was just hit the fetal position, because you can see it just like doing it really quickly as well, just like a horrible kind of leap through the air. And even if you're not afraid of spiders, it's just a very nasty, terrifying experience. If you are afraid of spiders, good luck playing Skyrim VR. Especially, just avoid the barrows and avoid all frostbite spider bits.
You never want to wake up to a dog barking in the middle of the night, because, you know, dogs are barking at something. They're not just doing it for, you know, for fun.
My dog does all the time.
Well, does
3,
it,
4
Rob?
in the morning,
Or-
barking and
yeah.
nothing.
No, Rob.
Just barking at a corner of the lounge.
Yeah?
Nothing.
You know what that is? Ghosts, mate. You've got to move out of there. You've got to get out of there. Do you know you've got no hair? You had hair when we started working together. It's the ghosts.
They just
It's
piss
the
out.
Why
ghost.
would you say that to me, mate? Honestly.
I thought you knew. You've got a daughter now. You can't subject her to ghosts. Got to move. Anyway, so dogs.
For God's sake.
Thanks Dave, and thank you for watching. Give us a like if you've enjoyed the video, and let us know in the comments what games get a sense of place just right in your eyes. Don't forget you can subscribe for more of these videos every Tuesday, and we'll see you next week.